all, but maybe a membership would be a place to start. Welcome to Starship Trust, which is where we began our journey on this jam session. We metaphorically had identified that there had been a global earthquake which had resulted in a global loss of trust. And what we wanted to do was, how do we rebuild the infrastructure of our society? Huge challenge. How do we bring a broken society and bring it together through the process of design? So we prototyped our first iteration, was to really look at just what the problem was and to understand how that whirlwind process of design could perhaps, through the chaos, help us understand what a possible solution would be. We developed that prototype and we took it into one question. It was called, how can we design better communities? And the prototype was a wall, which was just to use the guerrilla tactics to go out to steal a space and to engage with the people on their terms, in their time. Through that, we gathered a whole range of issues that were about how can we build better communities. What came back was enormous, far too much for one team to sort out in one go, but we did give it a go. It's only through that really difficult process of discussing and going round and round in circles that we realised that we had to rethink where our prototyping was going. So that's what we did. What we then did was to sleep on it, to come back, to rethink, and then to look at what the problem was and what we could actually genuinely do. So our third iteration of our prototype is called Let's Take a Seat, and it is a social enterprise awareness toolkit. And so what I'd like to do is to hand over to the team to introduce the social toolkit.
Thank you. Oh, what could this be? So a member of a team would bring us into a mini community, like a school or like
a business.
A business,
yeah.
Or anybody really. And then they get this and they're intrigued. Oh, and this is the toolkit. So the first step is that you get your toolkit, and there's a member of our service there to help you through this process. You get your big piece of paper, which gets rolled out into being this, and as your community, you get in and you start writing down your issues and your problems and solutions and what you need for your community. And then you take a seat and you discuss those problems, and then you think about areas that need maybe regenerating in the community, and you get your map, where you've mapped out this area that you maybe want to put a space or a structure in that you need. And you take the blocks that you've got in your toolkit and you build a structure that you might need as a community. And from there, the member of the team, the service team, takes all that away, photographs all this, uploads it to the website, and then you decide a date that you want the whole community to come together, and then you hand it all over, and then later, when that date arrives, we go to the space where we want to design the thing.
And you're bringing the whole community together, so everyone gets an invitation to take part.
This is the whole community. We have one person that you understand. And you construct that space that you designed in the workshop. On this day, people start discussing and talking and really bring the community together so that we're happy, and we all start discussing problems and all these kind of things. And then you, as a service, we would, next.
Once this is in place, you use it as a space. It's a space that is owned by the community, and because you've built it, the idea being that you take ownership of it, you use it, it's there for 3 to 6 weeks, and then it moves on. So, but when you're in this space, the idea is that you generate conversations, you generate ideas, and you come together. So you're building your communication with your neighbours, you're building your network, you're building your friendships. And you might start to think, oh, well, we could do this in our community, we could do this. But it was too much for us to provide solutions to it, but we did provide, as part of our service, a platform to support that. And I'll hand over to Ryan.
Well, just to recap on that, we used the prototyping process to really articulate what we were all about as a service. So we were able to, through this process of making, say that we're here to empower people to design their communities. We're here to help them transform their communities into a place that they love and a space that they trust. And that we're here to help people come together, to create ideas, and to turn these ideas into a reality. So that process of making helped us understand what we were thinking, what we wanted to give back, so that people were empowered to design their own communities. So from engaging in this process of the toolkit, the second part is to say, well, what do you do next? What happens once you've been with us and you've gone through this process of making? Where do you go if you want to design your own social enterprise?
So that can happen anywhere. And you guys are welcome to try this on your phone and iPad and stuff just now. Let's take a seat.co.uk is your gateway to the continuation of this whole process. So as everyone starts unwrapping their toolkit, there's the video of the whole space happening. So this is us. If we were taking part in this experience earlier on today, the stream and the video would be us making our experience, us using the toolkit to share our ideas and thoughts. And there's a whole nice stream of the whole day is available for everyone to see as well. Tweets from the day and the complete experience. And then after that, what do you do when you're finished? So you come back to the website when you're finished and you log in, and it brings you to a really, really nice orange branded what comes next pages. So if you've done this sort of thing, if you've never done this sort of thing before, you'd be a bit stuck and not quite sure where to go. So it's nicely chopped off the side of the screen here. But what is a social enterprise? Building the team and getting started is the next 3 steps that you do. So this would be information that you can come on and you can read, and you can further your thoughts and products and experiences that you had that day and take them to a potential next level. And if you have done this before, you know the drill, but you might like some reminders, further suggestions on where you can bring this next. You revisit your seat and revisit your idea and see how things happened that day and what you can do with them to really bring them forward into something new and something that's a bit more, less prototypey and more actually product-y. Extending your reach. We'd give you help and advice on how to actually become more known and get your idea out to as many people as possible to see if anyone else wants to help you with the process of making it a reality. And attracting sponsorship. VC funding, people coming in to support you through it and giving you all the necessary tools and advice you need to bring your idea forward.
So we're here really to help you, to empower you to build better communities. This is a service that we see that can actually go in 2 directions. It could be one that goes to the business community, or it's one that goes with the public sector. It really depends on where the business is for this type of service.
We would initially start the service as a closed model, so we're still debating how we generate revenue as part of this closed model, but it would be the concept being that we would sell the product and sell a service online. But if ideally, moving forward, it would become an open source service, so you can use it anywhere, and we would take out this aspect of the service and let communities elect on how they make the parts and put them in the space. So moving from closed to open model. And that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Thank you, Leslie. Any questions from the floor? I think it's really interesting how, obviously you've got a very broad question that you've kind of framed it in a way that you aren't putting the onus on you to solve the problems for the communities, but rather empowering them themselves. Is there a way for, you said that obviously you've got signposting there for different resources. Would there be any facility for organisers to mentor each other, to share skills and, you know, kind of maybe an online forum or, you know,
I think that was
real life
something that
meetups and things?
Came out of of this sort of second iteration prototype was that you don't actually need us to be there, but what seemed to be a gap was to create awareness that there's such a thing as social enterprise, and actually is there such a thing, then how do you take it from just being something that you know about to something you actually do and actually make it a reality? So that was where we came from. So I suppose on the website, awareness is just about letting people see what's going on, and then if it was successful, yeah, you could extend that to be a mentoring service. You would have case studies to see how other people have done it, and then whether it's the mentors or the facilitators that would come in, that could be another level that's there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a good point.
Can I ask something? This time yesterday, you were completely stuck. You were absolutely stuck, and you couldn't see a way forward. And you've made incredible progress, actually, in the last 24 hours. How did you do that? How did you get out of that position of being stuck and getting to this stage, which is, you know, I think a really well-advanced stage?
Two things, actually. I think one you slipped, and I think the other was the big realisation was that we got it wrong when we presented here. We knew what the strategy was, we knew why there was a need, we knew that we had a process that was there, but we hadn't articulated what the service was. So we shifted our focus from process to service. Where were we and what was it? So what was the service? And when you come back to it, there was a need for more awareness of social enterprise and social innovation, then, well, there it is. So actually, if it's about people and bring them together, then it just, well, SEAT was there, if I'm honest, Social Enterprise Awareness Toolkit. And so let's take a seat, let's talk.
So it's actually it's determining that hook to hang your ideas on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rather than just being drowned in all those ideas.
Absolutely. And the second part was that, so what that you bring people together? What has to happen afterwards? It's not enough, as you said, just to have the idea. They need to know what happens next. So it's wonderful that we're going to create sort of some inspiring or energetic moments. But one of the complaints is that it never goes anywhere. You know, the political dimension of taking an idea in a community and making it real and actually transforming a community is really difficult. So how do you overcome the politics? Well, this was our solution to overcome the politics, that you take them through it. If you're new, here are the steps. If you've done it before, here are some more steps to go through. So you're still guiding them through a process that's there, so you're genuinely empowering people to do it themselves rather than us doing it for them. You're just opening doors.
My personal experience, but I think our team experience as well. We went through the whole process of team forming, and when we were at a wall, and we many wall hard, but because this is a 40-hour or just over 40-hour period, there's no running. So we literally were pushing the wall, and it's just about keeping.
And it got to the stage where we were just like, let's just do this, let's do it as we go, and let's play to people's strengths and let's just get it done. Mm-hmm. And I think that worked really beautifully this afternoon, and we're quite pleased with what we turned out with.
I think just quickly, one of the things that I've kind of noticed in attending this event and events like this is that often if you get people who gravitate to these more serious themes like community and solving community problems and helping those in need, they're really motivated by that. That's what they want to do, and they come here with that mindset that, oh, I want to do this because I really want to solve I actually want to provide a solution for a problem. But you can't make communities better in 48 hours. You can't figure out how to do that. You can't do it in 10 years with, you know, 20 million pounds even. So I think that is something I've seen in other events, that it can be very difficult if you have that mindset that you really, really want to solve a very, very complicated problem in these type of intense working environments. So I don't know if that might have caused some of the walls that you hit, but I think what you've devised, having just pushed against that and kind of really kept going with it, is really amazing, yeah.
Thank you.